Mr. Chairman, Committee. My name is Terry Huntington. I live in Victoria. I'm a private member of the coalition, not aligned with any particular member organization. I have worked on the management side of industry all my life, in latter years as an industry consultant. Over the past weeks and months, your Core Area Liquid Waste Management Committee has heard our group and many others put forth good reasons not to go the public-private partnership or P3 route for procurement of our sewage treatment system. Apologies to those of you who've listened to some of this before. I promise you more than half will be new. At last week's meeting, we presented your committee with a petition that reads, "We, the undersigned, do not believe public-private partnerships for sewage are in the best interest of CRD taxpayers. We demand that the CRD ensure that sewage treatment for the 7 core area municipalities be publicly owned, operated, and maintained, and that we have transparency in the decision-making process, accountability to taxpayers, not to corporate interest, assurance that our water systems are not threatened by trade agreements such as NAFTA, all revenues to be returned for infrastructure and operations, not for profit. We demand that you, our elected representatives in this region, act on our behalf to ensure sewage treatment ownership, operation, and maintenance are public." 4,081 people so far, affected people in the core area, have signed this petition. Many of them engaged us in conversation before they signed. These are considered viewpoints. In this morning's Times Colonist, a letter signed by Bill Bennett, Minister of Community and Rural Development, states that, open quotation, Partnerships BC will take a look at procurement options and decide if a P3 makes sense. And it goes on and closes the quotation. These 4,081 people understand that P3 is a euphemism for turning over an inordinate degree of control to what traditionally has been a public asset to private enterprise, and they do not want it. Why does the government have to do another study? The government would put up one portion of the overall cost, not even a majority portion, but it will decide what makes sense. In fact, the money they put up in the end would be our tax dollars anyway, or they would use our tax dollars to borrow it. You do not have to submit to dictates and threats from the provincial government. You are more than members of this board. You too are CRD citizens, and you too, or your children and grandchildren, will be paying for this long after current players have left the scene. We believe that taxpayers trust you, the CRD, to maintain and operate this system. Do not allow long-term public interest to be subverted to private profit. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Huntington. Order, please.